Hey guys, welcome to the Just Face It podcast. Today is September 29th, and joining me today we have the Psychoscrast as usual.
What's up, everybody?
And as our guest today, we have Pornhub legend joining us.
How are we doing today, guys?
In all your mustachy gloriousness.
Thank you.
So how about you tell us a little bit about yourself? How long have you been streaming, my friend?
Well, I've been streaming for, let's say, about a year and a half. I've been doing it really full time for about 9 months. I started in January. I started playing with Richard Photos, and we just kind of fell in love with it and just haven't stopped since. But I actually have epilepsy, and that's been kind of a struggle sometimes because I have had seizures while playing, but I just kind of take it day by day, really.
Wow.
Right on, man.
Yeah.
So Facebook is the first place you started streaming to?
I actually started streaming on Mixer through my Xbox, and that's why
gotcha.
I say about a year and a half. Because I kind of did it off and on there. It's just kind of tough to do it off of there because you only have one place to go. But Facebook, as soon as AP started playing on Facebook, Richard Photos played on Facebook, I kind of was like, I need to get a computer and I need to get it now. And just haven't stopped from there. I mean, then came the green screen and then the camera, a new camera, and then you got to get a better streaming device or better this or better lighting, and just hasn't stopped. And then you make your personas, and then I'm the Pornhub legend, the man, the myth, the Pornhub legend, and it just hasn't stopped, man. I love it.
Awesome.
What's your what's your favorite part about streaming so far?
Really, it's like the interaction with people. Sometimes, like, you meet a lot of interesting characters. I mean, like, playing with Overwatch just a random night, and then we find like yourself, and we start talking to you, and then we find people that want to help us because we're streaming, or we talk to a random group of people, and they start telling you how to do stuff, or sometimes it's just meeting cool faces that want to keep coming back. That's really what I like about it the most. Like, I could care less if I ever made any more money than I've made right now, which is little to none. And that's what I enjoy about it. The people is really what it is.
Nice.
Awesome. All right. Well, moving on, we've got a little bit of Facebook news here with us today. Justin came across this. Apparently, there's a change to the dashboard.
Yeah.
You want to go into it a bit?
Yeah. So everybody knows the Konami cheat. It's been around since Contra on the NES. Well, if you're a Facebook streamer and you're on your dashboard, input the Konami cheat up, down, left, right, A, B, and you can turn on dark mode. So now you don't have to be blinded as you're trying to read your chat or check out the bit rate on your stream or anything like that. It's pretty cool. Once you activate it once, you keep it, and you could just switch between. So not too bad. Pretty cool. Good stuff.
That's super
awesome.
cool.
There's a time I would have killed for a dark mode on dashboard, but the way my current lighting setup is that it actually doesn't do me any good. I use the light. I keep my room dark and use the light off my monitors to kind of help light stuff up, light my face up. So even like Twitch now, I run that in light mode, and Discord I've got it in light mode.
Oh wow!
Just because, so I don't mess with my lighting too much.
So
something way closer,
brother.
Yeah, there we go. Permanent dark mode.
Yeah, there you go. Always dark mode. Then you get all the lights going. Oh yeah.
Well, If you're colorblind like myself, though, it does make a world of difference. So it is nicer for that. Or if you're not in a dark room, I'm in a dark basement, but I've got a bunch of lights and stuff like that. But it's pretty cool. I don't use the gaming dashboard, but it's there.
That's why I was kind of laughing that you came across it before I did.
Yeah, because I don't use.
All right. Well, we've got a lot of news to talk about this week, so I figure we'll go ahead and jump right into it. Our first little bit of news comes from our competitor's sister site, whatever you want to call them, over on Twitch. They had TwitchCon going on this week. And apparently they've revealed some plans for some changes over there. We won't dwell too long on about it, but since none of us here today are Twitch streamers, but apparently they're going to be finding a way to add affiliate ad revenue. So if you're in that mid-level tier of affiliate, which is similar to Level Up Gamer on Facebook, they're going to work it some way to find partial revenue for you, which is awesome because it's really irritating jumping in over on Twitch and you having to watch ads for somebody who's not even earning money off those ads. So yeah, they're going to be changing that, kind of some changes on the way ads work. They're also talking about doing a sort of picture-in-picture mode. So even while the pre-roll ad is going on, there'll still be like a box with the stream up off to the side, so you can still see what's going on instead of having to wait a full 30 seconds before jumping in, which I think is awesome. I think that's definitely awesome. We've got too many ads as it is in the world today. And then they didn't go into detail, but they're going to be adding channel points. It's going to be some sort of loyalty recognition system. First thing that came to my mind was the way Mixer works, where you kind of level up the more you interact with the stream, spending sparks and talking and stuff like that.
Did you ever check out D Live before?
Oh yeah, I stream on D Live as well.
Oh, okay, that's kind of what they do a little bit.
Yeah, so apparently they didn't go into details on that, and then of course they're going to be reworking their dashboard. They reworked kind of the look and layout of their website this week. Changed kind of the colors and slight change to the logo and a few other things. So yeah, that's some news out of TwitchCon this week. It's big enough. I thought we should bring it up at least.
It's pretty cool.
Jumping straight into some of the more gaming news. Minecraft fans should be pretty happy. Minecraft Earth is officially going to be launching in early access this October. I didn't really know tons about Minecraft Earth. I'm not much of a Minecraft player, but apparently it's a augmented reality game. So you're going to be able to take it on the go and build stuff out in the real world.
Build stuff while you're at work on the toilet.
Yeah, I guess you can be sitting there mining
That's
in
weird.
the nethers while
yeah.
you're taking care of your nethers.
Oh, that's bad.
Wasn't really a series that I thought would go that direction, but it's pretty cool. I mean,
Yeah.
I play a lot of Minecraft, not on stream, but I might check it out. But that means having to go outside and seeing people
And doing things.
seeing the sun.
So they said it's going to be come October. It's going to be available in select countries. They didn't specify which countries are selected, but they did say that it's going to be available on both iOS and Android. So
like,
I don't know.
New
I'll give it a go.
New Zealand only. Yeah.
Probably.
I really hope it's Madagascar. Just
Yeah.
population of 200.
Perfect.
Our next bit of news, this is a little bit more exciting for streamers and people who maybe play on PC. Nvidia is creating an AI powered green screen for streamers.
What?
So basically, it's going to use your graphics card in OBS to automatically remove your background without use of a physical green screen, like the ones sitting behind us.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Currently, it is only going to be the RTX GPUs, so the 20 series. But they have kind of hinted at maybe making the 10 series available to do so later on.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if they came back and gave it to 10 series as well. I mean, they did that in a limited capacity with
ray tracing.
Yeah, ray tracing. And I don't think I mean, I don't know the actual numbers, but just from people I talk to, and that's that sort of thing, word of mouth. I think more people have 10 series still than the 20 series.
They do. There is there isn't a whole lot of us that upgraded to the 20 series just due to the fact of, one, ray tracing wasn't great out of box. Two, the price was a little ridiculous at first, and then three, yeah, why get a new card that you don't really need if your current card, like your 1080 or your 1070 Ti, is still doing great. The games just aren't at that point where they're going to utilize the 20 series. I happen to be one of those few that upgraded because I like to be fancy. But,
yeah. I'm about to be building a PC for trying to play with you guys more online, and I'm thinking I need to go with the 20 series, going with the RTX, because I like to be fancy too.
I'm not the only one,
right? Like, I might as well. Like, I don't, if it's close to that price range anyways that I'm looking at.
Well, especially since the supers aren't on a ridiculous price scale, you can get a 2070 Super Founders Edition for $499 versus $600 for the original 2070 when it came out. So
right, so
not super expensive.
Yeah, I definitely think that's the way I need to go.
Yeah, I mean, I never upgraded to the RTX series. Like you said, it wasn't a big enough. I'm happy with my 1080 Ti Founders. It's more than enough.
Yeah.
Maybe at some point, another couple years, to make a significant jump, or mine starts slowing down. But even when I'm like going around and I'm looking at, other streamers, what they have in their setups, what they have listed out, I still see people using 9 series.
Yeah.
Still a lot. So it's no rush, but this reminds me, actually, like the webcam I'm using right now from Logitech, the C922, it reminds me of that. It actually has background removal on it. So I'm curious if it runs on a similar basis, because this webcam, it actually uses shapes for recognition rather than colors, or chroma key, which is what green screens typically rely on. So I wonder if it's something like that, if it's facial point recognition, if it's going off of shapes. It's not quite as clean as a green screen. There's kind of some, it looks like you turn off anti-aliasing. There's some jagged edges going on, but it works. And you can use it, in Skype, or, even here, like if I wanted to, I could use it. So I'm curious how it's actually going to work.
Well, as soon as it comes out, I will be testing it out, and I will be sure to let everybody know my thoughts on it. So
yeah,
fun.
Awesome. Excited to see what happens with that. Our Xbox users are going to be a little bit happy. There's been quite a bit of news regarding Xbox this week. Apparently Google Assistant is going to be coming over to the Xbox One. Phil Spencer and Microsoft have been saying, we want you to be able to play your way. So now they're adding Google Assistant. They've added, of course, they had Cortana before for voice recognition, and then they added Alexa, and now they're giving you the option of using Google if that's your that's what you so desire. I don't know. You guys use Google Assistant?
I do on everything. With my phone for my smart lights, with Android Auto, with just all sorts of stuff. Even my TV has Google Assistant. So let's face it, out of all the AIs, besides Siri, if you want to make that argument, Google Assistant is the best. It's the best at recognizing what you're trying to say, defining exact commands for what you're trying to say. Because I mean, I've asked Alexa a few things while doing setups in people's houses for them, because my real world job involves installing a bunch of stuff, and she messes up a lot. I don't know how you mess up a recipe for pumpkin pie, but you know, it's whatever. I'm happy. That's exciting. Google is gonna take over the world, and we have to deal with it. So why not Xbox?
Yeah. What about you, Legend? Do you use Google Assistant or anything? Any of those voice recognition?
No, I actually don't really like the smart devices. I'm one of the few people that, yeah, you're right. I don't want Google to take over the world or the Siri or whatnot. Like I'm not a big a fan of those, because I'll end up be playing a game and it will say, "Did you mean you wanted to turn off your Xbox?" I'm like, "No, stop." It's like, "Yes, shutting down." Like,
yeah, there's I've never really used them either. I'm a little paranoid about stuff, which I know seems silly from somebody who spends all his time on the internet. But like I had somebody give me an Echo. I've actually gotten 2 Echoes as presents, and they're both buried deep beneath the earth. I don't like having wiretaps in my home.
That's essentially what it is.
But no, I don't use it on my phone either. I keep all that turned off. I keep location services turned off.
Mhm.
I think the only like voice assistant I've ever really used, and I know I'm gonna get teased for this, but was with my Kinect. And the reason why it wasn't even the Xbox on or off sort of thing. It was I don't have a remote for my TV. I lost it like 10 years ago, and I've never just gone out and bought one. So yeah, I always use the volume up, volume down. Then they took that away from the voice command.
Done.
And so then I was using the Xbox app as my remote, and then they took out the volume control from the Xbox app. Which why?
Because they want you
to.
They want you to buy stuff from them.
I was really
now I just don't use my TV.
I was really hoping you were going to say that you're using your Kinect for the Pizza Hut app. Yeah, there was a Pizza Hut app for the Kinect, and it was poorly designed. You'd go to move your hand over to where it was supposed to be, and it would freak out and close out of the app, or just start putting things where they weren't supposed to. It was great.
Yeah, never got around to ordering pizza through that.
Yeah, me either.
It always close out.
Yeah, it always did. It was I think I had one successful order, and then it put in the wrong address, and I just gave up. So somebody got pizza.
All right. On to some more Microsoft news. The open beta for Microsoft's XCloud is going to be starting in October, and it's now available for you to sign up. For people who have had their head in the sand, this is kind of the way games are trending now, is streaming games rather than directly installing them on your hardware. It's going to work basically Netflix for games, more or less. XCloud is working a little bit different than its competitors like Stadia. It's actually going to be streaming games from your Xbox to your whatever device you're trying to play it on, your tablet, your phone, where else, whatever you have your controller hooked up to. I'm gonna try it out.
Yeah, definitely. That's I think that's definitely the way to go, because the only reason why I won't want to step over to Stadia is because they don't stream to my current platform already. Like, I don't know. I wasn't kind of feeling Stadia, but this, if it allows me to do it from my Xbox, hell yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things where like I'm interested in, but it's not something I'm going to be using all the time. It's just because when I play video games, I'm streaming. I rarely play games if I'm not streaming. And this would be way too hard on my internet to try and stream games to my stuff and then stream it out. I mean, I still use I my friends give me crap because I still have like a 1080p monitor. When you stream, it's all about keeping things as simple as possible.
I use a 1080p. My 27 inch is 1080p, 144 hertz.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't stream in 4K on Facebook, so
yeah, exactly. So you go with what's working. Yeah. But I don't know. I'm excited to try it. I think XCloud. I'd be willing to put money on XCloud doing a little bit better than some of the other competitors. I think it's going to be XCloud and Stadia kind of neck and neck. And the reason why I say XCloud is just because it already has enough of the market share. Google has a new product that they have to convince people to buy, whereas XCloud is already using the Xbox that you already own for you to try it out. So you can try it out at no cost for you, at least in the beta. I'm not sure how their pricing is going to work down the road. But knowing Phil Spencer, I can't imagine it's going to be too much different than a Game Pass or anything like that.
They might actually tie it into Game Pass Ultimate as well.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it was a part of that $15 a month, especially since they want to try and get people using it, you know.
And then as soon as they get people using it, they'll raise the price to $20 a month.
Yeah.
And I'll probably pay it.
I don't know. The Xbox is very good at undercutting because you have PlayStation Now, and that is $20 a month versus the two tiers of Game Pass, one $15 a month, one $10 a month. So I have a feeling they'll undercut Google a little bit like they do with Sony. So the price shouldn't be too bad if that's all you're going to use.
I mean, that's the thing about Xbox. I think people forget is they don't just make games. You know, they're owned by Microsoft, and Microsoft has a lot of money. And
no,
they've got this ability to, like you said, undercut their competitors and not worry so much about taking a hit because they've got enough reserves. They've got enough other income flowing in. It's really not going to affect them too much. Actually, I mean, from what I hear, most people working at Microsoft don't even really pay attention to the Xbox division. Not for the last couple of years or last 20 years it's been around anyways. I think it's with Phil Spencer being promoted to an actual VP now, the head of Xbox being an actual VP, I think it's gaining a little bit more traction, but most people at Microsoft don't even pay attention to it. That's how little money comparatively the Xbox brings in. So them undercutting it, yeah, not a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, by the time Bill Gates retired, he was worth $6 billion. So you can just imagine what the company is worth.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Bill, how I miss you. Bring back Windows 7.
Come back.
Moving on to our next little bit of news. This is kind of exciting for streamers. Sorry, we got a lot of streaming news today. Logitech is buying Streamlabs. for $89 million.
In cash.
This is kind of a big move. And we have another article going up that we'll talk about that kind of ties into this. But yeah, Logitech is a big PC peripheral company. They make mouse, keyboards, everything. And they're diving more and more into the streaming side of things, coming out with more streamer type cameras. They went out and bought Blue microphones a while back. And now they own the broadcasting software. Streamlabs has always boasted that 70% of all streamers use Streamlabs. Not sure if it's how true that is or not, but just from the people I've talked to, lots of people use Streamlabs. Lots of people.
I use slabs.
Yep, I do too.
Same.
See, so there's 100% on this podcast. It's a big acquisition. Streamlabs has been looking for ways to make money for quite a while. It was always because it's a free program to download, just like OBS. It's a free program to download. So they've been looking ways to earn money. I think it was last week or maybe the week before we were talking about they added their Prime subscription. They've been looking for ways to monetize their program without forcing people to pay for it. So now with Streamlabs buying out, or with Logitech buying out Streamlabs and owning it now, they've got kind of that big bank we were talking about to kind of rest on, because Logitech sells a lot of other things. But it's going to be interesting to see what changes take place.
I'm really interested to see what Logitech puts out to integrate with it, like keyboards with specific keys just for Streamlabs, and mice with specific keys, or even microphones. You never know. Yeah, and I mean, being a streamer, I would say 8 out of 10 streamers own something Logitech. I mean, my webcam's Logitech, my microphone's technically Logitech, so
yeah. I mean, my webcam, this is a Blue microphone. That's Logitech now. My mouse, I love my mouse. That's Logitech. Yeah, I mean, if you're streaming, they kind of have the products, the go-to products. Everybody has their preferences, but at least for webcams, most people seems to have Logitech webcams.
Yeah, I'm gonna be the odd duck out. The only thing I got is the Blue microphone, which we talked about, and I want to change out, and my mouse, which is a wireless mouse, which I'm definitely gonna change out of as soon as I get my new PC going. But I mean, right now it works great. Like, I mean, I'm a little behind on gaming wise, but that's kind of the delay of wireless,
I'm just going to say, don't listen to Psychos Crass here. Get yourself a Logitech G502. $45, best mouse. Best mouse. I
got the
interchangeable one.
I got the Trinity. So
yeah, I'm excited to see what Logitech's going to be doing with Streamlabs. The hardware side, it will be cool. I'm sure they'll have like go live buttons on their keyboards and that kind of stuff, but I'm more interested in what they're actually going to do in Streamlabs, or what they're going to do to the software to integrate it more with their hardware. Like their pre-existing hardware.
I'd definitely be excited to see some of that. I hope that we get more out of them buying it rather than like something bad happen. Obviously, that's not what is the hopeful thing to happen, but I mean, you never know. I'm hoping it goes good.
Yeah.
Logitech's pretty smart when it comes to most of their business. I mean, their number one competitor is, the enemy of your guys' mice, and that's Razer.
Yeah. That. I have a Razer camera and a Razer keyboard. I mean,
I've a Razer camera, or not camera, a keyboard, mouse. I'm still waiting on my replacement, but I had the Siren X that died on me, unfortunately. But I don't know. Logitech makes inexpensive streaming webcams up to 4K, so I went that route. Although I do have 15% off I can use on Razer products, so
I have an affiliate code if you want.
Oh, I got that too.
I mean, that's the nice thing I like about Logitech is how inexpensive most of their products are, and quality. I haven't had a bad Logitech experience. This isn't the first mic I've had. This isn't the first webcam. I've got a couple Logitech webcams now. I mean, comparatively, it's not too expensive.
Yeah,
so I'm excited to see.
My first camera was a Logitech. I got it for $20. I mean, that was what I was streaming off when I was playing on Mixer. It was super simple, super easy. I mean, it worked great. But
yeah,
I needed a ring light, and the Cairo is what I'm using now, and it works really good.
So to tie in with Logitech now owning Streamlabs, Twitch is now officially a sponsor of OBS Studio. People who don't know the difference between Streamlabs and OBS, Streamlabs is based off of OBS's architecture, but they more or less kind of started off the same way. They're open source, OBS is more open source, but they're free programs for streamers to use. They're pumping a lot of money. They've become a premier level sponsor, which means they are putting at least $50,000 a year into OBS. They're putting more than that. The top tier is, Diamond, which is $50,000 a year, and Twitch is being listed on the website as above that. So it's not quite clear how much money they're putting into OBS, but they are. And you know what? It's smart for Twitch to do that, because if OBS somehow went under or something like that, it would not be great.
No.
It wasn't expected to go under. It wasn't in trouble or anything like that, but it's smart for Twitch to help support this free software. Even OBS's quote unquote competitor, XSplit, which is another broadcasting software that you have to actually pay for. XSplit actually sponsors OBS as well. They actually give money to OBS to keep them up, which is really weird. You won't find that pretty much in any other industry where a paid competitor is actually funding the free competitor. But it's everybody owes so much to OBS. They try to keep it alive. They try to help improve it. I mean, it's awesome. When streaming was starting out, it was a couple brothers. Bailey. They saw kind of this vacuum where there wasn't really any software for people to stream from. So they decided they were going to write their own program, write their own software, and that's how OBS came into being.
Didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's awesome. You know, there's we talk a lot, I feel, or at least I do, about, you know, horrible people on the internet, but there's great people like Bailey who come out and do this free open source stuff and make it possible for so many people to stream on Twitch and so many people to view streams on Twitch and Mixer and Facebook and everywhere else. It's awesome to see people do this. They could have capitalized on it, made some money, but they're like, we'll make it free, available for everybody to use.
That's amazing.
Yeah, gotta love people like that.
Mm-hmm.
There's very few.
Yes. I don't know that I personally could say, nah, I don't want a paycheck.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's enough on Streamlabs and OBS and all that. We'll get back into a little bit more gaming news now. Cryptic is apparently put out a job posting. Cryptic is the studio currently working on a Magic the Gathering MMO. It's been in development for some time now, but apparently they put out some positions for hire, including different artists, content design, environmental artist, producer, and a UI designer. So those are a lot of those jobs are jobs that tend to do a lot of work fairly early on. So the thought is kind of that maybe they're getting ready to wrap up the early stages of the MMO as far as development goes, and hopefully we'll see some more news soon.
I hope so. I've been waiting to see how they're going to turn a card game into an MMO. So,
yeah, I mean, I've been playing Magic for a long time, and it's probably one of the few, I don't know, games like that out there. You know, every game that doesn't really seem like it should have a lot of story, whether it's a card game or a video game or a board game or whatever. They always try to add a little bit of flavor, and it never really successfully pulls off. I was just thinking about that last night. Was playing a little bit of Death Garden, Blood Harvest, and they've got like this whole intro story of the rich versus the poor and all that kind of stuff, which you don't actually see it appear in gameplay. It's flavor. But you know, they tried to put something there, but Magic has always done really, really well at creating this kind of expansive universe. People really get into with books and comics and all sorts of stuff behind it. I think I remember hearing Netflix is talking about doing a series based off of Magic the Gathering, and hopefully it comes out at the same time as the MMO.
Yeah, they were looking for actors. Yeah, I know that there is lore and everything behind it. Honestly, I just play the card game. When I have nothing better to do, I'll throw on some Magic the Gathering Arena, which is awesome, by the way. People are looking for a fun card game.
I love Arena. It is my go-to wind down game. Like when I end the stream, I'll go play a round or two Magic, put on some Netflix, and then go to bed. That's my that's my cool off period. That's what I use for that. Awesome for it.
Not me. Lately, I've been doing Batman.
Those are good games, though.
Yeah.
There is a little bit of upset going on surrounding Call of Duty Modern Warfare, where they have a mode, their Special Ops Survival mode, is going to be exclusive to PS4 for 1 whole year. Xbox and PC players are going to have to wait a whole year to be able to even try it. For a long time now, PS4 and Activision have always had exclusivity deals. It's been at least since the end of the 360 PS3 era, as far as Call of Duty goes. But usually it's been about a month delay with DLC exclusivity. DLC will come out on PS4, and then a month later it'll come out on Xbox and PC. Fans are a little upset though, because now it's been moved up to 1 whole year.
Which doesn't make sense to me, because in that point in time we'll have another Call of Duty game. So most people will move on, and it's fully cross-platform. So it kind of seems like you alienate the fact that everybody can play together if one console gets something specific for it. I don't get it.
Yeah, that's really unfair, honestly. Like, at that point too, in the year, you're gonna have all these survival modes where you're gonna have level 100 or whatever they want to call it, and they're gonna have all the stuff, and we're gonna have like little understanding, and it's gonna, I don't know. I don't even know what it's gonna be really. So I don't even know what I'm upset about.
I feel like it would take out the fun though, like because it's cross-platform. If you get paired with a PlayStation user that's been playing the survival mode since day one, they're just gonna walk the field with everything, and you're just gonna be taken for a ride.
Yeah.
So that doesn't seem very fun, in my opinion.
No, it doesn't. It just sounds like they want it. PlayStation just wants more people to buy it for them so that they can get money from it, and that's forcing people to buy it through them rather than
anyone. So I want to preface this first for all the PlayStation fans out there. I'm not bashing on PlayStation or saying it's horrible, but Sony has been making some very anti-consumer moves the last couple of years. First, it's been with how long they fought over crossplay, which portions of it is understandable. They rely a lot on their exclusivity, but it's not necessarily their multiplayer exclusivity that people go to PlayStation for. It's their single player games. So that, to me, in itself, very anti-consumer when the rest of the industry is moving towards crossplay. And then they keep running out these when they're multi-platform launches. They do the same thing with Destiny and a few other games, I believe, where they'll have timed exclusivity on DLC. PlayStation isn't the one that first started this. Xbox did this back with 360. They used to have the exclusivity rights to Call of Duty back on the 360 era. But the rest of the industry is moving away from exclusives, and Sony isn't. They're digging their heels into the ground, and to me, it's extremely anti-consumer because, I mean, like you said, this is a cross-play game. Why is there timed DLC that's restricted and for a whole year? Like you said, it's Call of Duty games come out once a year. Yeah. Everyone's going to move on to the next one at that point.
That's exactly what they want.
Yeah, when Modern Warfare comes out, like, I mean, there's still going to be plenty of people playing Black Ops 4, but the majority are going to have moved on to Modern Warfare, and that's where they're going to be putting all their time in because it's the next best thing. It's happened every year with Call of Duty games. This is what frustrates me about Sony is it's not in the best interest of gamers. It's not in the best interest of consumers. Yeah,
they always come out in October too. October 25th is the same date that they come out every year after year. So
my birthday.
Nice. So you're going to stay exclusive until October 1st, which gives everybody 2.5 weeks to play a mode and then move on to whatever Treyarch or Sledgehammer is going to put out. That doesn't make any sense.
And this is what frustrates me is everybody gets mad at the developer. They get mad at Infinity Ward. Guys, it's not their choice. You want to get mad at people for these exclusivity deals? It's not the developer, it's the publisher, and it's the platform owner. It is Sony and it is Activision. They are the ones who signed the deal. Infinity just they make the game, you know. But anything as far as like DLC costs, microtransactions, and stuff like that, that always falls on the publisher's head. That's their area. Their area is distribution and monetization. That's why publishers exist. So developers don't have to worry about that. So if you want to get mad at someone, don't get mad at Infinity Ward. Bring it up with Activision. Bring it up with Sony. it's frustrating. I hope soon we move past this.
Yeah.
I'm tired of exclusives. I think the vast majority of gamers are as well.
It's unfair to the consumer, 100%. It's just not. It's not worth it anymore. It hurts the whole entire industry. Like, we're already paying for the game. Like, just let us play.
Yeah.
And before you bash Infinity Ward people out there, it was actually their decision to do full crossplay. Activision and Sony both said no, and they said they wouldn't make the game unless it had that available.
Thank you.
Yeah, and it's even more irritating because it's crossplay, because you are playing with the same pool of people, you're paying the same price for less content. It doesn't make sense. Anyways, I don't want to rant about it too long. We're at the 45-minute mark, so we'll speed things up just a little bit. Amazon has announced that they're going to be creating this network called Sidewalk, which is going to be a new long-range, low-band wireless network for all your toys. Basically, that includes your Echo, all your smart home devices, that sort of stuff, which right now they run on the same Wi-Fi network that you game on, that you watch movies on, all that kind of stuff. So Amazon is creating a way to do its own separate network, so there's less interference. It's not going to drag on your bandwidth. They didn't go into too many crazy details about it, but it's something to keep an eye on in the future. Just wanted to bring that up since there's lots of gamers that use Alexa and the Echo and all that good stuff.
Yeah, not a lot of people have a mesh network to kind of alleviate that issue. So,
surprisingly, we're going to be getting another Medal of Honor, but it's going to be a little bit different. It's going to be coming as an Oculus Rift exclusive, so it's going to be a VR game, and it's coming from Respawn. Respawn is the developer of the popular shooter Apex Legends and the previous games Titanfall, or the Titanfall series. It's a studio made up of Call of Duty developers. It's been a long time since we've gotten Medal of Honor. I think 2011, 2012 was the last one that didn't do well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm hoping it does well, because I like Pavlov is a VR shooter, and then they've got a few like
Beat Saber.
I forgot the name of Pavlov's competitor. Wayward, something like that. But VR shooters are super fun, and as an Oculus owner, this excites me because I like having Oculus exclusives. They just run better from the Oculus store than Steam VR. So
yeah, it'll be it'll be interesting. Probably sounding like old folks, but Medal of Honor, that was the game series back in the day before Call of Duty. It was Medal of Honor, so it'd be fun to see a sort of revival. They said this one's going to be, it's not going to be any Modern Warfare era type shooting. It's going to go straight back to World War II, back to its roots. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. On the topic of VR, Facebook announced Horizon, which is going to be a virtual reality, massively multiplayer world. It looks, from what I understand, it looks very similar to a sort of, once again, I'm going to be dating myself, Second Life, where I'm guess it's going to be more of a social space. You know, it's not going to be a shooter or anything like that. They've got a lovely little picture of a park and some airplanes flying around it. What looks interesting, so you're going to be creating your own avatars. They look very similar to the Wii avatars. And you'll go around and socialize with other people, be able to build and craft things. And they're going to be having, the most interesting part I thought was they're going to be having their own in-world sort of police system where they're going to have actual employees in the game going around asking you things, how things are going, make sure you're not being harassed, being able to instantly shut down anything like that, which is a good step on their part. But man, are we getting into some sci-fi times?
Yeah,
no kidding.
And before anybody complains about Facebook making it, they own Oculus, so they know what they're doing with this. It'll be interesting. A VR chat that isn't toxic.
My favorite part about reading about this was the fact that Facebook gave each and every one of its employees working on this program, working on Horizon, a copy of the book Ready Player One.
That's awesome.
That book is amazing.
So we'll have to see. No official date on that yet, but we'll keep an eye out on it for you. Borderlands 3 apparently is the fastest selling 2K game ever, which is saying something considering how much money they make off of their sports franchise, their basketball games. Apparently it's made 50% more sales than Borderlands 2 did in the same launch window. Sold over 5 million copies in its first 5 days on the market, which makes it fastest selling game they've ever had. It's a good game. Pick it up if you guys want to play.
Yeah, if you haven't played it yet, it's amazing. I already beat it.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's great.
It's so good.
The developer for Batman Arkham Origins developer and one of the comics authors released a cryptic message over Instagram. I'm going to butcher this because I don't speak French. Cape sur la nuit, which I guess says capture the night, as in sword knight. And they've got a symbol on it. And then apparently the Twitter version had it morphing between a few different symbols. See if we can get the video going. The symbol changes a few different times. Sorry to our audio listeners. Some very cryptic symbols. And then Scott Snyder, in reply to it, said, "Wait for it. Beware the Court of Owls." On later on in response to it. So this is from WB Montreal. They were the ones that did Batman Arkham Origins. It was probably the least popular of the Arkham series. It was the only one that was done by a different developer than the rest of the games. It still wasn't a bad game, though. It was still a decent Batman game. Yeah. Showed a young Batman. So everyone thought that they were going to be stepping back from it, that they were done with the Arkham series. Now that ever since Rocksteady came out with Arkham Knight. But there's been rumors going around that Rocksteady is currently working on a more Superman / Justice League type game. So maybe while they're doing that, WB Montreal is continuing on with the Arkham series and doing something with the Court of Owls. I'm not going to explain what the Court of Owls are. For anybody who doesn't know, I'll let you enjoy that surprise when it comes.
It's amazing. And WB Montreal is also currently working on the new Batman game that we're getting that shows what the little clips we've seen of it is. It looks like it's in between. You play Bruce during the day and you play Batman at night. So we're going to get a different take on things.
Always happy for more Batman games.
Mm-hmm.
Always.
The more, the better.
Right.
And then this isn't so much gaming, but it's loosely related. I thought it was interesting. The co-founder of CD Projekt Red, who made the popular Witcher series, and the studio who's now making Cyberpunk 2077, the co-founder has launched a Kickstarter for a minimalist phone. And minimalist is the correct word there. It uses an e-ink screen similar to a Kindle, like and it's like just a black and white, very simple phone. It has actual buttons. That may scare off kids today with actual buttons on your phone.
My wife would love this.
I actually would not mind it.
I actually like it too.
Not me.
Yeah, so the whole idea with this mobile phone is that it's supposed to aim at being your well-being, take away a lot of the apps that you waste your time on, like Twitter and so on. Battery's supposed to last 5 days with normal use, or 14 days on standby. It's supposed to be using some tech that allows you to make calls pretty much anywhere in the world. Has a meditation timer, and it has no wireless internet. They don't have a price yet on it, but it's interesting. I think the development cycle might have been getting to this co-founder's head. And maybe he got a little overwhelmed making the Witcher games, the Cyberpunk games, and said, I need a break from the internet. That's my guess.
Yeah, I'm done with technology. I love my e-reader. Let's make it a phone.
Yeah, that's exactly what it sounds like. All right. Well, that is all of our news articles. So now we're going to move on to our roundtable question. Since we were just talking a little bit about Batman, superheroes, and whatnot. If you guys could have any superpower, what would it be? What would your superhero name be? And would you be a hero or a villain?
I would be the Psychoscrast. I would be a villain. I would actually not go with the superpower and go more with like the Joker and just be completely insane. So basically me now, except murderous. So basically me now.
Fair enough. Pornhub legend, what about you?
You know, I'd have to be a hero, because if I have this stash, I have to put it out for good and fight evil. And you know, my superpower, I just want to have, something between like Deadpool and like Wolverine. Like I don't need to have like a sword, but you know,
I get that like health regen.
Oh yeah, health regen all the way, and be able to kill people like with shooting and stuff, or using a sword. I'd love that. Oh my god, that'd be wonderful. Not be able to die though, that would be that'd be the painful part though. Seeing other people die, your friends, your family.
I think I would like the ability to live forever. Turn into a flying creature of some sort and sustain myself on the blood of others. And I would be named Blork.
So then
you're a vampire.
Then. I didn't say that. I would be Blork.
Hero. So you'd be a vampire.
No, I wouldn't be a hero.
You'd be a villain?
Why would I be a hero?
We got two villains.
I'm going to see how many ways I can not kill Legend over and over if he can't die.
Yeah, I can't die.
We're going to have some fun with it. Oh, no, that's the basic stuff.
I'll build like a saw warehouse and see how far I can go with you.
We're going to have some fun with it, and it's going to get weird, my friend.
Excellent.
All right, so that's our roundtable question. We're getting a little bit late on time, but we're going to do our rapid fire questions real quick. All right, so this is the questions we get ready for our guest every week. You need to answer as quickly as possible, and if you answer incorrectly, we take away all your streaming gear. Are you ready?
Okay.
Who is a better cook, your mother or your grandmother?
My grandma.
What animal best represents your personality?
A tiger.
What musical artist is greatly overrated?
NF.
What's your
Travis
favorite sounding word?
Wonky.
Barker.
If you were challenged to a duel, what weapons would you choose?
A sword.
What would be the funniest thing to fill a pinata with?
I'm gonna say condoms.
I think Department of Health does that in our area. All right, mine are a little different. Tacos or cake?
Tacos.
If you could have one lifetime coupon, would it be for pizza or burgers?
Pizza.
2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 minus 4.
4.
Do you believe in magic?
Yes.
Another answer I would have accepted is in a young girl's heart.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
I was
Well
gonna
done, my
dance.
friend. You did very well. I think we'll score you 7 stars out of an A+. So good
Okay.
job.
Thank you.
And you did well on the math question. Usually that trips people up.
Mm-hmm.
So that is going to be it for us today, guys. Thank you everybody for hanging out on our podcast today. It's been a pleasure having you on, Pornhub Legend. Make sure to go check this guy out on Facebook. Next week we're going to be having, one second, I'm pulling it up. We're going to be having Fluffy02, a Facebook streamer, mainly does Rainbow Six Siege, but a few other things. So that'll be next Sunday. Legend, is there anything you want to plug? Anything you
Yeah.
want to tell our viewers?
Yeah, check out my page, facebook.com/official Pornhub Legend. It's going to be under Nicholas Ryan DeVere. That's my real name. So come check me out anytime you want. Usually streaming at about 11 p.m., pretty late, but we got a bunch of weirdos, creeps, and fun people to hang out with. So check us out.
All right. And Psychoscrass.
You can find me over at facebook.com/Psychoscrast. You can find me on Instagram at the Psychoscrast. You can find me on Twitter at the Psychoscrast. Yes, I know how to use it now. And you can find me at LinkedIn at the Psychoscrast.
All right. And I'm Jace. I go by the Mocking Jace TV, and you can literally find me by that name on every platform out there conceivable of. That's going to be it for us today, guys. Thank you everyone for hanging out. We will be live again next week at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, both live on Facebook and YouTube and a few of my personal channels. And we'll have this audio version put up tonight on the podcast service of your choice. But that's going to be it for us. See you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.